Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Harvest Moon 64. I am Maker 400, and it's time for another fun-filled day of making a living, or rather, at least, storing the farm, and then, you know, getting it up to speed so we can start making money and buying more stuff to make more money, so that we can buy more stuff to make more money to buy more stuff to make more money. So here's something interesting I was thinking about. You know what? Okay, this remakes ports. Ocarina of Time 3DS is coming out, and people were like, "Oh wait, that's just it's just a port." It's not a port though. It's a remake. A port is basically taking the original game and porting it to a new system, basically, with very minimal changes. A remake is changing things in the game and then re-releasing it, basically remaking it. And I compare it to like movies. For example, the Dark Knight is sort of a remake, or you could say reimagining, of the Batman movie from Tim Burton's first Batman movie. Now, not exactly, but you know what I mean. Like they'll do reboots slash remakes. A reboot, in my opinion, is different than a remake though, because like for example, Dark Knight Returns is a reboot, but it's not really. It's a new game. It's not a remake of Donkey Kong Country. It's a reboot of Donkey Kong Country. It's taking the same kind of style, but it's changing it up and making it a new game. A remake is taking the original game and changing some aspects. For example, Ocarina of Time 3DS is a remake. Though there's not a ton it's changing, it's still changing things. And honestly, Donkey Kong Country 3, which was kind of presented as a port, one for the Game Boy Advance, that is more of a remake because they changed quite a bit. So that's more of a... It's a remake, but at the same time, though, it's not really, because the gameplay is pretty much the same. So, remake, it's kind of... But basically, a port is a game that nothing changes. And, hello. It's Harris. Hello, Harrison Ford. You're our mailman? Cool. Not that you really play that important part in our daily business, because we don't get that much mail. And any of it we do get is kind of useless. But anyway, my point of this of sorts was, people kind of look down on ports saying, "Oh, you're just porting the exact same game." But, think about it this way. They do it for movies all the time. You get, "Oh, hello, grandmother, grandmama." This person is, I think, Ellie. I think that's the name. The bakery person who lives in there. Her grandmother. She's semi-important. And I will definitely be talking about her later. Yeah, Granny's recipe. Now, I can't, again, that's the, I think it's Ellie, right? No, maybe it's Ellen. It's someone with an E. But she works at the bakery, and then you have the baker master, and I always thought the baker master was her father. I'm not sure if I already said this, but, I don't think he is, actually. And hello, puppy. Ooh, look, a graveyard. Let's go check it out. An old grave, can't read the description. And a cemetery for animals, okay. And wait, my grandpa is buried with animals. Why? You don't put... Well, I guess this is a small town, you just, everyone's buried in the same place, but my grandpa's not a cow. But yeah, if any of your animals die, which they can, they will be in that cemetery. And that is Pikachu. Technically more, it's a cat, but when I was young, I was always like, it's a Pikachu. And that's the potion shop. The potion shop really serves not that much of a purpose, again, besides buying those potions that I never use. But yeah, people look down on ports to an extent, but when you think about it, movies do it all the time. They, will be like, "Oh, we're re-releasing this movie with special edition features," or the 25th anniversary edition. So there's nothing wrong with ports. Like the 25th anniversary edition of Mario All-Stars, the All-Stars limited edition that was released. It's really not that good of a deal, but people do it all the time. They don't need giving reports out, porting out old games. But I guess my thing is with the VC, almost ports kind of become a little less, more obsolete. For example, I would say, hey, who would be interested in a port of this game, Harvest Moon 64? But at the same time, that you could easily get, the Virtual Console is basically the world's largest porting system. You can get any classic games on there without having to make it its own separate game for like the DS, for the Wii, or a collection, So, which when I look at things like collections, like, okay, yeah, but why are you putting them on the VC? They're already in a collection, or slash, why are you making a collection? They're already on the VC. Though then again, though, there's not a bad thing to have more options, because some people don't want to use the Virtual Console; they'll want to use a game disc or something. But I guess my thing is, I'm fine with remakes and ports. Ports I'm fine with, but they should be kind of limited. Remakes, I think there should be more. I think it should be a little bit more unique, and people should keep in mind that the remake is not replacing the original; it's just a remake of the original. I think that's sometimes people get like offended. It's like, how dare you change my game? But like, A, it's not your game; it's the company. They're changing their art, and B, they're just remaking it. It doesn't mean that the original is gone forever. That they're going to like incinerate it and deplete all your memories of it existing. They're just trying something different, and I feel people need to be a little bit more open for that, because I've seen the past. It's like, how you're remaking this, but you can't. You're ruining it. It's not like the original, or it's too different, or it's too much the same. Why don't you change it more? People need to just stop complaining on that sense, in my opinion. Anyway, now that our vegetables are now watered, we can go explore in the mountains some more. Again, at this point, the days are so short, so you kind of have to do your timing accurately. And actually, the more plants you plant, the longer it takes to plant. Therefore, the less time you have to explore. Later on, you'll get a method of, limiting the amount of time you spend planting so you can spend more time exploring, but we won't be able to do that at the moment because of various factors. Then, here we have the carpenter guy. Oh, you're the guy who took over the old man's farm. I can tell you're about extensions and mountains. I don't think he talks about mountains, but he does talk about extensions. He can give you an extension. Basically, if you get enough wood, you can have him build things for you, and that is why wood is so important, because there's some really great things that you can get built for you. Not to mention, if you want to get eventually married, there is something I believe you are required to have. Ironically, I think it's a kitchen. If you want to get married, you have to have a kitchen. Which, see? The Harvest Moon is proof that women belong in the kitchen. Okay, not really. But, I don't quote me on that, but I think it is true. Which probably explains why I didn't have a wife for a while. Because I think when I was young, I didn't have one of those, and then, I think I eventually built one, then tried again. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe I'm just, because that's what I read somewhere. We will find out. I could probably just build it without one and see, or try it without it, or I don't know. And yeah, time for oh, a big heart mark on the 15th. I wonder what happens on the 15th. That will be interesting. So yeah, that's her grandmother. Gets a year-end raffle ticket, and yeah, if you buy 10 cakes, you'll get a sticker, and at the end of the year there'll be a raffle, and you can win prizes. From past recollections, I remember I won, I think, a cow clock from that raffle. Technically, if you want everything in the game, you have to win all the raffles. Here's Rick's shop, as I mentioned before, but it's closed, and he's closed quite a bit. And here's the artisan's shop. The artisan can't really do anything at the moment. You have to befriend him, Saibara. You have to befriend him before you can really get anything. Not to mention, there's really nothing for sale, so... and he's kind of grumpy at the moment. So, yeah, there is things later on once you befriend him that you can get from the artisan, but at the moment you can't, because he is an old man, and he lives in that home. And there's some cats. Hi, cat. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Do you want to pet the kitty? Yes, pet, pet, pet. Look, I'm petting the kitty. Cookie for anyone who gets that reference. Or rather, not reference, but the entire line I stole from that. I love that character. So yeah, I'm right now breaking rocks, because eventually I want to get rid of all the rocks. There's not really any use to rocks. Maybe I'll keep a few just for the sake of having them. But You're not going to need the whole field for planting flower or crops, but you know it's nice to clear it out, just make it look nicer. Of course, weeds will grow back, but rocks won't because rocks do not grow, unfortunately or fortunately. And the horse race is coming up soon. The horse race is it's kind of well, it is a festival, but it's an interesting festival of sorts. And usually, if your horse is grown, you can race with him. Unfortunately, as you can see, our horse is not grown, therefore we cannot race with him. But when he is, and that won't be for a while, we can, or it won't be for a while before we can race with him, because the horse races, I believe, are, I think there's one in the winter, and, or maybe it's the fall, but I don't think there's one in the summer, so it's gonna be a while. And I believe the horse takes almost the entire spring to grow, if you get him on the first day at least. I don't know if he goes faster if you make him happy, but I don't think you'll ever get him in time for the horse race. So all you can do for this upcoming horse race is just, you know, have a party, you know, bet on horses. You can bet, because if you bet you can always win prizes, but I'll go over that when we get to the horse race, which will be, you know, a little while. We still have a few days. So yeah, I gotta, and that's what's annoying with, you know, having one seed. Now I can't plant anything else in that spot, which I guess that would make sense for, you know, having the bottom spot missing, because then you could plant right away at this point as opposed to waiting. You know, I don't mind waiting, but I can always make another spot though. It's not like it's, you know, I have to have that spot. And hello, doggy. And hello, Echo. How are you? Yeah, Spunky's a good dog. The other night, my friends and I were, you know, thinking of like old Nickelodeon shows that we used to watch, and it's really sad about how, you know, Nickelodeon's just gone down the hill in my opinion. You know, they used to be really great, you know, some great or, you know, unique shows that were like, it was interesting and I wouldn't mind seeing again. Like for example, Pelswick was a show that, you know, was an intriguing show. It wasn't necessarily good or bad, but it was, you know, interesting, and it was good for, you know, certain reasons. It wasn't like an amazingly awesome show. Of course, Rugrats. We always talk about Rugrats. Both, you know, CSS, you know, College Friends. Rugrats is just amazing. You know, I mean, you haven't lived until you've made chocolate pudding at 4 a.m. When you do that, you know, then you can talk. And hello, Harris, why are you over here? I guess you're delivering letter to the farm, or letter to the farm, mail to the farm. I guess he technically is delivering letter, but letter is an inappropriate grammar. And hello, cow. Yeah, we won't be getting cows for a while. I do want cows, though, because, fun fact, I used to be obsessed with cows, actually. I had cows decorating my room. I had a cow, you know, I had a lot of cow-related things. Cow pillow, cow, you know, things that stuff cows on my shelf. I used to be really obsessed with cows. Cow pictures, cow, I don't know. But it was really kind of weird, actually. I am no longer obsessed with cows, but I still like cows. Cows are just kind of cute. And yet at the same time, I eat beef. I guess I'm a hypocrite? I guess I would be, because I guess that is kind of hypocritical. It's like, I love cows so much I could eat them up. That whole, when you're trying to be cute to a kid, it's like, you're so cute, I could eat you up. But that's kind of creepy, you know? You don't want to eat that kid. Okay, I'm losing my marbles. Anyway, that's about all we have time for. I'm thinking maybe like 3 or 4 days. I don't want to make these videos so long, as you can probably tell. And people did not want cuts, so I'm going to try not to cut anything unless it's obscenely long. But I'll try and limit the cuts. Of course, that means it's going to be quite a bit of videos, but the majority of people wanted that, so... yeah, I've been MakeQuick400, and I can't feed flowers to my doggy. Okay, I'm reminding you that you can't feed flowers to your doggy.